What's up, guys? This is the editor workshop. Being an extra editor, read all about it. So, in this presentation, we're going to be learning about the brand guide, communication, flyers and graphics, newsletters, the responsibilities of an editor, and then tips and tricks to the position.
So there's different responsibilities that you need to be an editor. You're basically the voice of your club. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna design flyers and social media posts for any events your club has, as well as making events. You want to keep in touch with your lieutenant governor as well as your district editor, which is Tanner. He's in the call right now. And you also want to maintain your club's social media. That includes like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever your club uses. I know my home club, we use Instagram a lot. You also want to keep your club, community, and school informed about P Club. Either that's, everybody, even including club members, principals, such like that. And newsletter with at least 8 releases. And we're going to show an example of a newsletter in a little bit. So basically, as an editor, you can get distinguished editor, and that's if you fulfill the following criteria. So basically, you want to attend all exec meetings as well as club meetings, and you also want to create flyers for all of your club's events, and obviously post them as well. And also 5 of the following, so that's attending 2 divisional council meetings, which are held by your lieutenant governor, fall rally attendance, as well as district convention attendance, and also an RTC attendance, which you all are fulfilling right now, and an officer training conference attendance, which your lieutenant governors also hold, and publish 7 newsletters and other comments, such as maybe attending a Kiwanis meeting and keeping for great contact with your lieutenant governor.
Oh, Chloe, you're muted.
Sorry. So flyers, it's really good to make them appealing, and like, if you have them, if they're appealing, like, they're more likely to stand out and they carry out more information accurately, successfully. But don't crowd it too much, because you just don't want that. And yeah, try to explain the event in like as few words as possible, and leave room for basic information like time, location, and date. How to get in contact with your club. The more people you maintain contact with, the greater your advertisement base is. Like Renee said, use social media to your advantage. Same with my club, we use Instagram more often. You guys could also send out emails to your club. Like, definitely text them, because people tend to reply to texts more than emails. You could also post your flyers around your school and like tell people about it to spread information easily. And always keep in contact with your club officers and your lieutenant governor and district editor, which is Tanner.
You can also use Google Classroom too. That works pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and since in this day and age, social media is so common and prevalent. A lot of clubs, like we said, they have their own Instagram accounts or whatever other social media, Remind, Google Classrooms, and I know they will always make posts about like a flyer of an upcoming event or just like a meeting they have. So it's really good to do that, because it just gets your audience engaged, and like they know, and you keep them reminded about what's going on. You keep them in the loop so they're not missing out on any events. So it's always good to use social media to your advantage. As editor, you should feel free to make it your own. So in this position, when you make newsletters, newsletters are a way to get creative and implement your own twists on things. So you want to make them visually appealing, like we said before. You should feel free to do whatever you want with it. It's your newsletter. So write it in your own voice, add your own style of art or graphics design to it. There's so many images, things you can choose to spice it up. Try to make a consistent theme throughout all your issues. So you want people to know it's your newsletter. So if you go with like a modern theme, try to keep up with that modern theme throughout your like issues of newsletter. That way they know it's yours. You can always ask your LTG for additional flyers. I know the LTGs would be very willing to give you flyers because we have such an excess of them. So that way, let's say there's a like fall rallies coming up and you don't have any fall rally flyers, just ask your LTG. We have so many, so we can easily give you them and you can distribute them to all the members in your club. That way we can increase that attendance. So be sure, like, ask for help. We're always here for you. And last tip, use Canva. So we're gonna show you Canva in a little bit, but Canva is a very, very good app to use for newsletters. It makes it extremely easy to have all the images and graphics available. Um, it'll take like maybe 15 minutes max, like learn how to use it. At first it might be confusing, but eventually you'll get it and it's just so easy. So definitely use Canva. The brand guide. The brand guide is basically it's like a little guide of all the Key Club's logos, colors, fonts. That way it reminds people that it is Key Club issued. So you can always use this brand guide to make people know that it is a Key Club flyer or newsletter. So because you always want to make Key Club known and you always want to have its publication on things, like I said before, as newsletters and flyers. You can include fonts from the brand guide, stickers, colors, and more. There is a brand guide presentation there to learn more about it, but it's pretty simple. You go to keyclub.org and then you go to the resources tab, and if you type in brand guide, it'll be right there. And you can just download it and it'll be right on your laptop or computer. Or if you want to make a newsletter and flyer and you want like those logos we have in the bottom left, you can just type in Key Club PNG on Google and it'll show you like the transparent images and you can just copy and paste them right in. So it makes it really easy.
So there's a couple of tips that we would give you as lieutenant governors. So the first tip we want to say is just find what works for you. Honestly, using whatever platform, whether it's Canva, Google Slides, Google Classroom, Insta, whatever you want to use. I know I use Canva a lot for newsletters and flyers. It's really easy to use, but basically whatever works for you and whatever you're comfortable with.
Tip 2, use a lot of pictures. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and take as many as you want because people like to see pictures more than just read.
Yeah, it's always good to spice up, like, because you obviously want to have like information and like written words to like like inform your members, but it's also good to include pictures along with it, just so like it's not just words. It adds a little spice to it and makes it just a lot more enjoyable to read. And our last tip is to get involved with the district. So this is just really important. So I know a lot of editors may feel, I know at least my club, Southern Regional, they feel kind of like underrepresented in their club because they're just like, oh, it's the editor. But you guys have such a big impact. Like you're the ones that's spreading the information around. You're making these really informative newsletters and flyers, and like that's how people are getting information around their school through these like flyers and newsletters. So you can just get involved with the district even, and you can submit articles and pictures for club spotlights in the governor's newsletters, the Jersey Key, and your LTG's newsletters. So if you wrote a good article or you made a good flyer, don't just send it to your club. Get more involved. Send it to your lieutenant governor, LTG. Send it to me. I'd love to read it, and I can maybe put it in my Jersey Key. It's the publication that I make every couple of months. Or just send it to the governor because they might put it in their newsletter, and that way your club will get like a little shout out. You'll get a little shout out because your article or newsletter will be in there. So definitely get involved. It's always good to do that. And this is our contact information. But now we're going to be we're going to do a little guide of like a newsletter that I made and just a little guide of Canva itself. So let me just do that real quick. And feel free to contact us at any time. We'll always be willing to answer.
And Canva is free too, so it's a free, easy to use
Oh yeah,
website.
Canva is free. But there are a couple of good graphics. They have like a lot of graphics you can like pay for, but you do not have to do that. You can 100% get by without paying, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to show you guys Canva. So right here, this is what Canva looks like. These are all my designs I have. As you can see, it's just simple. That's all the designs. But then if you click on a design, so let's say I'm going to go to my January newsletter. I'd click on the January newsletter and it'd come up just like this. And I'll go through like contents of a newsletter in a second, but I just want to show you like Canva as a whole. So there are a few templates you can use if you want to get like a solid just like background, but then you can eventually change it. But if you just want like that type of format, you can always choose a template. And then you have your photos here. If you want to include any of these photos, or you can just go online, find a photo, and then upload it, and you can always implement it like that. There's elements, so this is where they have like little things to like split information or little emblems / pictures you can put in. Those are right here. They have like special ones for like the coronavirus, stuff like that. There's grids right here, so if you want to grid pictures, you can put in a grid and then put your pictures in like that. They have shapes and frames, once again for pictures or just for like splitting up information and shapes. They got charts and stickers, and then lines. I'm a big fan of the lines. If you want to have like a title and then your information below it, I like implementing a line. That way, it just like nicely and aesthetically pleasing. It's aesthetically pleasing to see. Your text here, it's pretty simple. It's just some text. Videos, if you want to implement a video, you can just do like that. Backgrounds, so this is just, they have a couple like preset backgrounds. They have a ton of options, so you can always go through those and see which ones you like. My personal favorite, I just love uploading them because that way you can literally get whatever you want if you just upload it. And then folders and more, it's nothing really there, it's just folders. But now we'll go through the contents of a newsletter. So this is my issue 9, my volume 1 newsletter when I was a lieutenant governor. So it's Tanner time. that's just the name I chose. And I was a LTG Division 1, so it's all my clubs at the bottom. Obviously, yours will be a little different because it's just your one club, but similar concept. Yours will be much shorter as well. They don't have to be long at all, so don't worry about length. You just want some good quality content. Honestly, like max, like 6 pages is fine. 5 pages is fine, as long as you get like the information you want. So like if you have an upcoming event, maybe you would want to include the details of that event. Include a flyer or just include a little description of it. Talk to your LTG to get past pictures if you don't have any. Or if you just had an event and it was very successful, you can do a little recap. That way people that weren't there can understand what went on at that event. And once again, you can take pictures of that event. That way people that didn't experience it will see like what it's like, and maybe they'll want to go the next time you have that event. So that's kind of the content you want in a newsletter. Maybe you could shout out like a member that's doing really good in your club. That way it convince other members to keep on wanting to be like that highlighted member. Just things like that. Short little things are always good to include in your newsletter. Maybe include a table of contents. That way people can just really quickly see what's going to be in your newsletter. A little message, if you have like a little message you want to include in there, just like, hey guys, what's going on? Just like, a little recap message. That way every month people can see like what you're working on or what you have been working on, because you want to include, as your as club editor, you want to have at least like 8 publications try to. So you don't have to, but it's just best to do that. So like monthly newsletter is roughly a good schedule to follow. Just a couple flyers we have. This was our last year's decon, or this year's decon that got canceled sadly, but this is the flyer. Some links and more information on decon. Another flyer for our Spike Out Hunger volleyball tournament. So just implement things like that, little flyers. And why you should attend DCM flyer. You can see the little brand logo top left, indicating that it's Key Club. Upcoming DCM simple stuff like that. Quick flyers, so you can easily see what's going on, and that's pretty much newsletters. It's just a couple flyers and just little short text with some pictures on what's going on. So it's pretty simple. Nothing to worry about. Be creative. Implement your own ideas. That's pretty much it with newsletters. Let me go back to Zoom.
And you can completely customize them to be your own. Like, you can have a theme, and you can just add pictures and such like that. Basically, just make it based off of what your club does as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, be unique, be your own. Like we said, you can always contact us. We'll give you some flyers and tips and literally whatever. Always contact us. We're 100% willing. Any questions on anything? Doesn't have to be related to editor, anything at all. If you want to see anything, if you want like this presentation, it is recorded, so we can send it to you. But if you want it like shared right now, I can share it with you. If you give me your email, you can just text it in the chat and I'll get it. Or if you have any questions, type in the chat.
And it doesn't just have to be questions about an editor. If you have questions about anything Key Club related, you can ask.
I know Key Club can be very confusing at first, so we are here to answer your questions and make you not so confused.